that need them. I threatened you with role play last week. I'm actually going to prep us for role play later on, so in a sense it is. I want us to think about how we might talk to people about Jesus. Still got passing out going here. Handing out. So, as we're out and about, as we're going, we encounter people, don't we? All the time. We probably have more opportunities to say, how do you do, or something nice and pleasant, maybe than we do. One of the things about Bowling Green that we noticed when we first moved there, everybody and their brother started talking to you like they'd known you for 100 years. We didn't know what in the world was going on. We finally got used to it. East Tennessee is a little less forward, shall we say? Mountain influence. My dad always told me that mountain people are different. He grew up in the mountains. He was different. So they're a little bit more reserved.
Difference is a good thing.
It's a good difference. There are worse. So, let's just look at some things here, then we'll talk about a bit. Some of our favorite verses, or at least that we talk about all the time. Romans 8:29 talks about God is always wanting people to be transformed into the image of His Son. It's always what He's wanting. Matthew 28:18-20, Jesus wants us in the Great Commission to make disciples. Uh-oh, Doug's sneaking up behind me. Oh, here he comes this way. Very stealthily done, Doug. Mark 16, this is supposed to be 15 through 16, but of course, it's my obligatory, didn't catch it. You should come to the house and check my stuff. The Great Commission, although it doesn't read like Matthew's Great Commission, they're all part of the same thing, and it talks about he who believes. We need to understand that in this, we are not talking about mere intellectual assent. I believe factually that what you said was true. On Pentecost, if all it had been was I factually believe what you said was true, Simon Peter, they wouldn't have been pierced in their heart. They said in their head, yeah, that adds up. And then it'd have been, I guess, silence or something like that. So even in Mark's, he's really talking about making disciples because believers are going to be disciples. Now, Acts 2:42, we see that this is understood by the people who are baptized because it's immediately after folks are baptized. The first part of verse 42 in chapter 2 of Acts says, what does it say that they devoted themselves to? Apostles' teaching, apostles' doctrine. Why in the world would they do that? Well, they must have thought that they needed to get into that and move out. We've mentioned before in Acts 8, when they're scattered abroad, that they go everywhere preaching the word. A period of no more than 2 years from when they devoted themselves to the teaching to when, absence the apostles who remain in Jerusalem, they're scattered about and they go about telling the story of Jesus. My experience has been, when it comes to evangelism, or what we call evangelism, that